Hey guys, how's it going? Man, the trailer for episode 6 of From is out, and it's trying to trick us. It shows one thing, but hides another. And first of all, answer me this. Do you think Victor is the one Boyd's trying to save in that desperate scene? Because the trailer really wants you to think so, and I'm going to show you why I don't think so. And at the end, I'll bring some leaks that circulated in the From groups this week. But heads up, a leak is just a rumor. It might be true, it might not be. I'll make it clear when we get to that part. Total spoilers for the previous episodes. And look, if you're gonna watch episode 6, keep these details in mind first, because they could completely change the way you see the episode. The trailer starts with Boyd confronting Jade right after the mushroom trip. Boyd says it straight. You want me to plan a suicide mission because of things you saw during a mushroom trip? Man, Boyd lives in a town where monsters knock on the window at night, where Smiley came back after everything that happened, where kids appear in visions, and yet he looks at Jade and says, no, that's just a mushroom trip. Come on, Boyd, you're killing me here. But look, I get his point. I've already tried so many things, followed so many theories, and every time someone comes up with the definitive answer, things get worse. The problem is that Jade isn't just anyone. Is Jade annoying? Yes. Does he seem unbearable sometimes? He does. But he's the guy who looks at the absurd and tries to build logic. And in From, that's pure gold. And look at what the official synopsis revealed. Boyd and Jade clash over whether they can trust the knowledge Jade has in his head. My bet, Boyd will doubt it at first. Jade will insist. And at some point, inside the colony house basement, Boyd will find something that will force him to believe. But first, there's a detail that can't be ignored. The episode title is The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. The heart is a lonely hunter. And look how it says. Jade is hunting for answers. Boyd is hunting for control. Victor's hunting for a memory he wanted to forget. Henry is hunting for guilt. And Sophia is hunting for vulnerable people. The episode isn't about monsters chasing everyone. It's about the town using everyone's weak point. And that's exactly why the detail I'm going to show you now changes everything. Pay attention to this visual detail. In the episode 6 trailer, Boyd is going down to the basement in his suit, his usual blazer. But in previous footage from this season, we saw Boyd with a sledgehammer breaking a wall in the colony house basement. And in this scene with the sledgehammer, he's not wearing the suit. Keep that in mind. These are different moments. They're different episodes. When I noticed that, I paused and stared at the screen because it changes everything about when the mission actually happens. In episode 6, they're gonna find something in the basement, likely the door Jade saw in the vision. Boyd sees with his own eyes that the vision was real and finally believes Jade. But they don't reach the final destination in this episode. The full mission to enter the tunnels and reach where the children's bones are is for later. Probably episode 7 or 8. That's when Boyd comes back with the sledgehammer to break the wall. And there's one more detail. Costa is in the basement in the background of the scene. Boyd had set her to investigate a long time ago. And Costa isn't just there for show. If she's in the same basement, it's because her investigation will cross paths with Jade's. Exactly what Costa discovered, I still can't confirm. But the leaks circulating this week point to something that changes everything about Sophia. Now let's move on to Victor on the roof. And here the trailer pulls that basic trick. A resident warns Victor is on the roof of Colony House. Boyd and Kenny look up and he's there on the edge, looking like he's in danger. Right after, the trailer cuts to Marielle saying someone has no pulse and Boyd doing chest compressions. This is a classic trailer editing trick. Put someone at risk, cut to an emergency, the audience automatically connects the two and thinks it's the same person. I know what you're thinking right now, that it's Victor, but it's not. And the proof is in the trailer itself. Notice that when Boyd goes up to the roof, he's not desperate. He's talking. Someone rushing in desperation to save someone doesn't stop to ask questions about the man in yellow. Victor's having an emotional breakdown because of his father. In episode 5, he told Henry what happened to Miranda. Henry drank, got desperate, and blamed Victor. And now Victor is carrying all of that. He went to the roof because it's the only place to breathe, to think, to be alone with the weight of seeing it all repeat. And when Boyd goes up and asks, "Is there anything else you remember about the man in yellow?" Victor replies, "I can try." In the episode 5 comments, some people said Victor would be a key player this season. Man, you guys were right. He's reaching his moment. Keep that in mind because from here on, the trailer goes to another level. Jade is finding the door. Victor is remembering the man in yellow. Costa came back with something about Sophia. And Tabitha brought a discovery from the settlement that could be a game changer. They're all getting too close at the same time. And the town noticed because you already know how From works. When someone gets close to an answer, tragedy follows. Always. From doesn't need to lie. It just waits for you to be desperate enough to accept anything. And now, here's my bet. And I know a lot of people will disagree. Henry. The first official image from episode 6, released by Rotten Tomatoes, shows Sophia drinking with Henry. Henry, who in episode 5 was already broken, drinking, blaming Victor, completely vulnerable. Sophia's going to take advantage of exactly that vulnerability. And here's the detail that makes me bet on Henry. The synopsis mentions that Henry and Fatima find themselves at a desperate crossroads. In other words, Henry is still alive, but in a very bad way. So Henry doesn't die in episode 6, but he goes through the scariest moment of the season. Boyd should manage to save him, and the consequences carry over to episode 7. And if it's Henry, the emotional weight multiplies, because Victor isn't on the roof just from trauma. He's there because the town used his memory to hurt the only family he's gotten back. That's just too cruel. Seriously, From went deep here. Now, about the leaks, there are 3 things going around. The first is about Tabitha's thorns. The thorns she used to kill the scarecrow at the lake might work on the other monsters too. Boyd and Kenny try to use this discovery, but Sophia finds out the plan and acts first. She prepares some kind of ritual to resurrect someone dead, like the scarecrow, to attack Colony House. And Kenny would be trapped without being able to escape the monsters. The second is about Fatima. Her belly starts turning black. She might be turning into something. Episode 7 puts her and Henry at a desperate crossroads at the same time. And that's when I get suspicious. The third is about Costa and Sophia. Costa finds a photo of Sophia's real family, not the story she told. The true family. If this is confirmed, Sophia stops being just strange. Then she becomes a real problem. And keep this in mind, because many will watch this episode only looking at who fell to the ground. But maybe the real game is something else. The town is already one step ahead. Putting it all together, I have 3 bets. Boyd will start out doubting Jade, but proof in the basement will force him to believe. The full mission in the tunnel starts later, not in this episode. Victor is doing bad, very bad, but my bet is that he doesn't fall. The trailer uses him as an editing trick. Henry is in danger because of Sophia. Boyd should manage to save him, but Henry goes into episode 7 in critical condition. Costa shows up with something important about Sophia. The full reveal doesn't come in this episode, but the groundwork is laid. So to me, the trailer isn't just asking who has no pulse. It's asking who the town managed to break first. And if the answer is Henry, then Victor isn't on the roof because of a scare. He's there because the town weaponized his memory. Tell me one thing in the comments. Do you think it's Henry in danger, or is there someone else I'm not seeing? And in the next video, when episode 6 comes out, we'll see who was right. Because if Henry isn't the victim, I'll have some explaining to do. And if you haven't seen my analysis of episode 5 yet, go check it out later. There's stuff there that connects directly to this trailer. And also, tell me which series you want to see here on the channel. And look, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. This is Guy Santos, and I'll see you in the next video.